Hey, good Friday morning, folks. I'm Live Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here. I realized I forgot to change my headline from yesterday, weekend forecast and frost possible, and it still works as a headline. Good morning, Rudyard in the UP. Renee Fountain, good morning. If you could hit the share button, I'd appreciate it very much. This is how we give you the weather on MLive in the morning, and let's get to it. So, all right. Is it Friday yet? Yes, it is. Okay, here's what I wanted to show you. Notice off to our west, you kind of try to pick out Michigan. You can see Texas and Oklahoma and New Mexico and Arizona real clearly on this map. See that swirl? That is a low pressure system that's going to have a tough time heading our way. Bye, honey. And here is how this looks to a meteorologist in the atmosphere. Watch, see that circular area down in Kansas and Colorado? Watch as we go through the day today, the upper level ridge building so it kills the storm system out. This is by tomorrow evening. Hey, good morning, Troy and Grand Rapids, Carl, Yo, and Lennox. This is Mother's Day. So notice as I back it up, the storm just kind of whittles away in an upper level ridge, and still a pretty strong idea of a storm system backing in from the northeast. That's what cools us down. And the next precipitation would be a storm like this. And that is next Friday. Scoots on through, and the ridge continues to build after that. So I think we're going to take off to some really warm weather here at some time soon. Here is the forecast for rainfall, and you don't see a whole lot. Now, this is the short-term forecast off the European hour by hour. So today, not as rainy as what it looked like yesterday. A few showers in the very southwest corner this evening. That is about it. And overnight. Then Saturday, dry. The easterly winds starting to kick in some. Mother's Day, early afternoon. Again, maybe a shower or two in the southwest corner. Very light. On this model, you'd have to see a darker green for it to really mean anything. And Monday, dry. So like I said, we could go 7-8 days without any precipitation. Here's the European on the bigger perspective. And again, the storm system on Mother's Day just kind of squelched and shoved to the south as the drier air moves in from the northeast. But then you can see as we go into Wednesday morning, the colder air trying to come down from the northeast. And as we go into next weekend, a little spot of some colder air behind the storm system. Very short spot, like a day's worth at most. And as we go out 10 days, you can kind of get the feel that the heat is developing off to the west in southern Canada. By the way, you folks, you're special. You get something special. You get a lot of my thoughts that are going to turn into posts on MLive later in the day. And the one post thought that I have is our hot temperatures come from an odd direction now. Climate change over my 34 years as a professional meteorologist. One thing I've noticed, first off, the main thing is the falls are very warm. Second thing is winters have warmed up considerably. Another thing is our hot days come from an odd direction compared to where they came from in the 80s and 90s. In the 80s and 90s, the heat built in Georgia, Alabama, the Carolinas, moved up into Tennessee, up into Kentucky, up into Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, and then to Michigan. Now our heat waves come from western Canada, work their way across Minnesota, and then down toward Michigan. It's a very odd place for heat to come from. And that's what you see here on this model forecast. That as we go out 10 days, the heat is building up in southern Canada, Winnipeg and Manitoba, Alberta, and it comes this way. All right, let's look at temperatures. Today, again, I think we're going to see a lot of spots right around 80 degrees, maybe just officially a touch cooler in the far south with a little more in the way of cloudiness. Saturday, easterly winds, so you're cooler from Alpena to Oscoda to the Saginaw Bay to the eastern part of the Thumb, but you're very nice elsewhere. And Traverse City, on an east wind, could be pretty warm away from the water. Could be near 80 degrees also on Saturday. Otherwise, Grand Rapids near 80 degrees. Mother's Day, easterly wind again, some more cloudiness, cooler, high temperatures in the 60s. Monday back to the low to mid 70s. Tuesday, 70s to near 80. Wednesday, that's that backdoor cold front. Elizabeth Platte, looks like rain here in Muskegon today because it's getting awfully dark. Shouldn't be. Let me just check the radar after this just to make sure there's nothing floating around. So that's Wednesday. Next Thursday, 60s. Next Friday, 60s, 50s in the north. Next Saturday in the 50s, and then jump back to the 70s. So we can have cool spells, but nothing real significant. Bear with me just a second here. I just want to check the radar for you. I should have done that, but hey, it's Friday. And I slept like crap last night for whatever reason. 95% of the time I sleep very good. Out in a minute. Okay, so yeah, Elizabeth Platte, you do have probably what's not reaching the ground, but what I would call sidewalk freckles. And at this time of the year, those dissipate this time of the morning. So I wouldn't anticipate a whole lot of rainfall. Okay, what about low temperatures? Still warning you, Monday, still the models keep showing Monday in the 35 to 40 range, which in a low spot you could get a frost. And then Wednesday morning and then Thursday morning has ratcheted down a couple of degrees and is showing some 32s. So we'll keep an eye on that as there's still the frost potential. So if you're going to go ahead and plant your garden this weekend, bear in mind you could have to cover it probably for one morning, maybe 2 mornings, and then I think we'll be off and running into a summer pattern. So there you have it. Pretty good looking Friday in a lot of places. You'll get the clouds and maybe what I call a sidewalk freckle type shower in the southern part of the state. That's about it. Saturday looks dry. Mother's Day looks dry now, aside from maybe a stray shower in the far southwest corner. But 95% of us dry weather, a little bit cooler by the time we get to Mother's Day. So there you have it. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great weekend and happy Mother's Day. Mothers, bye.